Good morning. It's Friday, and today is the Feast of the Sacred Heart. We'll begin first with the Gospel for this day, from the Gospel of Matthew. At that time, Jesus exclaimed, "I give praise to you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, for although you have hidden these things from the wise and the learned, you have revealed them to the little ones. Yes, Father, such has been your gracious will. All things have been handed over to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son wishes to reveal him. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for yourselves, for my yoke is easy and my burden light." On this feast of the Sacred Heart and that reading, we think about how we let ourselves be opened. We let ourselves just completely allow ourselves to be one with God. Because when we are in control, we're not going anywhere. But with God, we know that if He's behind the wheel, we can do things that we never thought we could do. And that's one of the reasons why today I've invited two people to come visit with us, because they are special. And of course, they're looking at me right now, and they're saying, "Yeah, we're special, right?" This is Tony and Liz Woods. And why would I invite Tony and Liz Woods? Well, Tony is our other deacon candidate. Tony is just waiting patiently.
Waiting for things to start.
Exactly. We're just waiting for the diocese to put the gold seal on his letter, and that way he and Chris, who we met a few weeks ago, will be starting.
Right.
So this is the good news. We have two possible deacons. Ha ha ha. Exactly. But before we get into what's going on, what is going on? What's it been like, and what's going on in your life now that you have had 3 kids home, him home, and all this? What is it?
Well, actually, I think our family, it hasn't really changed anything. Everybody, we're living life as usual. Tony works from home. I work part-time, so I still go into the office because it's a medical facility. Our 3 children all go to school like everybody else, and the work is being piled on them. We have 2 juniors and a senior. And then Jimmy works at ShopRite, so he goes, and essential workers, and our 2 daughters go and work at the hospital. So our life is totally normal.
Right.
However, that being said, as a mom, I've actually loved this time, believe it or not. I absolutely love having all of us home. I feel so fortunate and blessed to be able to have Tony home all the time. And the kids home. Everybody's working during the day, but we're all around together at night. We watch Mass together on Sundays with 5 Minutes with Father Len, but just to be a family. In addition, Jimmy will be going off to college in August, and we have daughters that are just a year behind Jimmy, twins, who, because of sports, they have already committed to their colleges. And so
One's committed.
That's true. One is committed and one is about to.
Yeah.
So we've been doing the whole college thing. So our life has pretty much not really changed.
Yeah, we've been very, very fortunate in that regard. I before the crisis, I worked from home once a week, and now, my setup was there, so it was kind of just natural to fall right into that.
Now, as we all know, today is a special day. Not only the Feast of the Sacred Heart.
Hunterton Central's graduating, yay! Sadly and disappointing, it's heartbreaking because the students are going to have a virtual graduation, which is very disappointing since we're hearing other places have had graduations. But truly, with almost 800 seniors, I don't think there's a way they could have figured it out. Which all month in June, every night, the school has been celebrating on TV, on the Huntington Central Channel. So we've really reached out and done a lot of things with the community, and people are adopting other children. We have many seniors that are being adopted by a family so they can get spoiled and celebrated even more. So, but they're graduating tonight, so that's exciting.
That's a great, yeah, it's a good time.
That is, and it's, it is transitioned, even though right now in the midst of the virus, we're all saying we're all in transition. We're seeing it really in someone like Jimmy, because he, as a senior, is now not only finishing his elementary, high school part of his life, but now he's truly moving.
Yeah.
And moving out,
Far.
not just moving on.
Far away.
Right there.
Where's he going?
You're going to Clemson University.
Clemson in South Carolina.
Oh, God.
So yeah, 12 hours away. It's been his dream for a long time.
You know what that
to become a
means?
tiger.
Right.
You know what that means? Mom's gonna have a great end of August.
He's ready. He's absolutely ready.
But
He's
is Mom
ready.
ready?
Yeah, we've done a really good job, I think, like getting ready, and he's very independent.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. Oh, he knows I'm going to be texting him constantly, which he's not going to like. But I've already become friends with his roommate's mother, and he's like, "Mom," but it's all good. It's exciting.
What was the process like for you going and preparing to become a candidate for
the diaconate? Well, okay. So the first thing is when you called me into the sacristy that one, fateful Sunday, and you just said, "We talked about this a long time ago," and I knew immediately what you were going to mention. At first, it was very, very terrifying. It was as a the new frontier type of thing. But I had so much support from Liz, from my kids, from people that I didn't even know very well, and it was very, very very, very warm feeling inside. Actually, I could feel the power of the prayer that was supporting me up. And then we waited, right? So that was we had that almost like an interregnum, right? An extra year,
right?
That we had to go through all that. So it was kind of there's a lot of built up anticipation that I had been feeling. Going into the first couple of meetings, seeing the number of men that were assembled there, and then learning how, and with each additional meeting, how they've kind of funneled down. I think we're down to 19.
Right.
Don't hold me to that. So I mean, I'm very, very excited. I'm really looking forward to doing this. At first, when I said I was terrified, because I don't really know what type of service is going to be asked, and it's not up to me. And I've left it up, I left it up to Christ, and I left it to the bishop, right? To figure out what that's going to be.
Exactly. What would you feel is your, I'm going to call it charism, your strong suit, the thing that you feel you really want to get involved in?
Well, one of the things that personally interests me is that it is actually proclaiming the good news, biblical studies. I feel, and part of it is my ministry as a lector, is that many times the Gospels and the letters of Paul and the Old Testament sometimes seem so remote to people, and the way to express that is to kind of not just act it out. I'm not saying that,
right.
but to be a little bit more animated when reading, when reading the readings, from the AMBO or anywhere. One of the things I like to do, at home in my, in my studies, and lately I've been reading the epistles,
Right.
is reading them out loud. My belief is that in many cases, St. Paul, when he was writing the epistles, wasn't actually writing it down. He was dictating it, or somebody else was.
Right.
And that's why you have so many run-on sentences in some of his some of his letters. And by reading it out loud, you try to kind of get that feeling of what point he was making.
Exactly.
And then also reading it in succession.
Exactly.
Like chapter 12, chapter 13.
We have had an interesting number of years. We started out when I came here in 2003 with 2 deacons, then 1 deacon, then just completely going back and forth with deacons coming and going. But hopefully in a few years what we'll have is a group of men who are serving our community because they really want to. And this is our future. Just as Jimmy is looking to begin a new part in his life, Liz and wonderful Mr. Woods here are beginning something new as well. They are one with us. When you see them, support them, because this is our future. Do not forget them, especially over these next few years, as they start this process of education, and let them know that they have us behind them. Please, thank you for all you do for us. Thank you for coming in today, and all